Okay, this is last two topics. It's supposed to start next week, week number 10, 11, 12, 13. So, but I try to start earlier a bit. So we spend 1 hour here today and try to finish by 10:30. Then next week, bear in mind, I have to start at least 1 hour because by next week is a public holiday. So next Thursday is a public holiday. So do you all agree to have a replacement next Thursday? Today is 13. Next Thursday will be 20th August 2020 holiday. So suggestion because this group is very big. Just now your course staff sent WhatsApp to me already, saying that assistant course staff you suggest that to have a class on the Friday, but make sure Friday this hour are your available on Friday. Suggestion Friday 21st August 2020. Suggestion is 21st August 2020. Okay, time you put a very nice timetable, but I'm not sure whether everybody can get 11 to 2 p.m. Anybody got classes here because here got 10 tutorial group. Group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I say discuss and lecture better. So from group 1, group 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Suggestion to have a replacement class for next week, 11 to 2. Anybody got classes or not? See, that's why I say group 8 cannot make it. That's why I say concept you must have the group WhatsApp. Group 8, what time is your class? Group 8, what time is your class? Is it clash? How about the other group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, sorry, 9, 10, 11 to 2 also. Group 8, 11 to 2 is a tutorial. Yes, 11 to 1 is tutorial. How about the other groups? Any other groups affected? Listen here. Group 1 Friday, full day free. Since you're at home, I think you don't mind. Okay, listen here. Group 8, I think if worst come to worst situation, if I invite you to join the Friday 8 to 10, Friday 8 to 10, 8 to 11 is the group B. Group 8, group 8, Friday 8 to 10, 8 to 11, do we have classes? Why keep? No, so I think this is our temporary arrangement. So I'll post it into the Google Classroom, your lecture hour. So how other than group 8, any other group affected? So if no, so everybody join the normal, this Friday, 21st August, 11 to 2. But only for group 8 only, because cannot have too many students because otherwise you full house. You see now we have to use live streaming already. If you cannot join Google Meet, you have to join live streaming. Recorded video. One big question, I see why group 10 just how to mention now only tell. You see, listen here, you think recorded video is a good idea, but you want to see what's the consequences or not. I think last week I told you before, a lot of students request, see, request for the access, cannot access. Got it? And I don't know what happened, it came out in this my Gmail channel, a lot of requests. Means what? When got a lot of these requests means you fail to go in or what? You see? So these students, I think Fabrica, you can, okay, you try to access but cannot get in, am I right? So I have checked from CITC, I really don't know what's the problem behind that. A lot of students, I see like this one, they even request so many times, okay? Request so many times, but still cannot get access to. So that's a problem. So it's not saying I don't want to upload the video. I upload the video. It's inside here. Last 2 weeks don't have that, but I think on the July 20th, this one I uploaded. See, CVT, XCF, okay. So, but it seems that like cannot access to. This one is a good B. Haishan is here, Jenny. Haishan, I think this is a good A one. So you inquiry a lot, but cannot get in. Can you see that? So I try to check from CIDC, but the problem is why some can, why some cannot. That's a big problem already. Okay, and for me, I try also. Like for example, Yilin Hu here also asking, you see, Zhen Xian in this group. So you try, so many here. I'm not sure what happened. Is it because you cannot access to or not? See so many, you know. Do you see that? So don't depend on the video. So don't depend on the video. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea for you to watch a video. Uh, wait. No. The thing is that why I need to do all these sort of things. You know, normally, you know, record but not upload one. Yes, why I need to record is a requirement from the UC. They want to make lecture all compulsory to record. So, but upload also no use. I receive all this stuff by email. Okay, and that's why I mentioned to you before. You got any question, you ask faster than watching the 3 hours video. Okay, since you are physically attending the lecture, don't depend on the video, wasting time. And sometimes I on it very early, 7:50 already on it, and then no sound, nothing at all. I know they can skip like that. So don't depend on the video. Ask question faster. I did upload sometimes, but not all. We can't watch it through those. So yes, that's why it's already open to you already. Ask question faster. I think some of my tutorial group, they got a WhatsApp group. I can see that you discuss that. And when I got time, I read your WhatsApp. Then I reply you if you answer wrongly. So it will be faster than watching the video. Just we can't watch it, yes, because don't want to accept it. Oh, this year I'm not saying that I don't want to accept. I got so many things, and last time I tried to before, when the student requests then I put it in accept, but the student says still cannot, so that's why I give out already. Yeah, you need to accept. It didn't cool later on, I will try for your case, see whether if I put accept, see whether I can agree or not. Because I check from CITC, they say if some can, some cannot, I cannot do anything. If everybody cannot, then they must find out where is the problem. So, but some can, some cannot. That's an issue. Very sad. Accept to access. Okay, I say already. I try to accept, but it doesn't work. Group 10 has a class from the 11 to 2:30. Just our suggestion is 11 to. Sorry, just now my suggestion. Where is it already? 11 to 2. Just now suggestion 11 to 2. Okay, group 8, you try to join the morning. Group 10 just now got class at 1. Okay, never mind. Group 10. What I can do is like that. The replacement lecture I won't go through for the full 3 hours because today we can have classes. At least we go through some already, so I can speed it up. Instead of 11 to 2, I will try to finish 11 until 1. Imagine Friday, I got class morning 8 to 11, continue year 1 11 to 2, 6 hours. I cannot tahan also. I try to finish by 1 o'clock. And then after 1 o'clock, I will still on it. Those students who want to ask questions, you continue asking questions. Like group 10, you can leave the class already. So later on, you got question, you just send me WhatsApp or whatever method. Okay. So group 10, I think no issue. Join together, cannot go in. Join together means what? Upload to Loom. This one all new technology. I got I don't know how to. Now Google Classroom I already hit it already. Then somebody suggest to me use a Zoom, the Loom, and then there's another one don't know what's the OBS. Okay, that one I haven't explored to that. Next semester I ask the office to put me the year 1 because year one student they can have going to face. So next semester I don't want to teach second year. I will go to the year 1. I don't want to do all these online classes. Very challenging. Why not join together? Join together means what? Then I got live stream here. Live stream can fit many people, but you cannot ask questions. That's the only thing. You can join in. Okay. So, but I don't want to penalize you all because you got the right to have your own classes instead of joining the group B. So you should have your own group A lecture and then group B lecture. Like for example, just I mentioned that group A cannot make it. But the the solution is I can invite all the group A. I can invite all your group A to the group A. To the group B into 10. Okay. I start confused already. I start talking already. Am I talking the right thing? Just I say group 8. We solve the problem already. Okay, group 8 you join. But this group 10, because the class is 11 o'clock, then I will start class 11 to 1. Then your class start at 1 o'clock. Then you can go for your tutorial class. So that means you attend my lecture only from 11 to 1. Understand? 11 to 1. So settle. I must shut down, otherwise I blur already. Group 8 class have been possible. You remind me again next week. Then I can invite your group, or I give you the link to join the Friday morning group. Why kid? Why kid? You remind me group 8. Why kid? Are you in group 8? You are my student last time taxation, am I right? So you remind me, then I will invite, or I give you the link. All the group 8 join the morning 8 o'clock classes. Group 10. Group 10. You see, you've got so many things here, so suddenly group 10 cannot, because you've got class 1 to 2:30, solve the problem also. But Jenning, if group 10 you also want to join the morning 8 to 11, you let me know. So I can send you all the link, then you can join. Doesn't matter, because lecture there's no attendance mark. Especially those who join the live stream. I'm not sure any one of you joined the live stream before. Live stream, you can only listen to what am I talking, but you cannot talk, you cannot write, you cannot send message here. So that's a different. Okay. So now settle the issue. So I put up the request. Okay. I put up the request for the group A lecture 21st August. 21st August suggestion. 21st August Friday. The time is 11 to 2. That means the other group all can make it. Group 1 class F, okay? Just to double check. Where's the group 1 class F, okay? Answer me, or assistant class F. Anyone from group 1? Okay, group 2. Group 3. Group 4. Group 5. Group 6. Group 6. Group 7. 6, 7. Any representative from 6? Just type group 6, okay. Group 7, okay. Okay. Group 6, actually, thank you. Group 7. Okay. Then group 8, just now I say you make arrangement with me to join the morning class 9. Group 9. Okay. 10 you join 2 hours. Just I mentioned already. 11. No, 11. 10. So that means I will submit the request to the office. Then you can see your timetable. Okay, now we have to start already. Okay, let me start a little bit about this statement of cash flow. Today we are going to talk about this statement of cash flow. Statement of cash flow is a summary. You don't need to write notes or whatever. You just get a piece of paper. Because today I just give you a very brief, briefing. Statement of cash flow actually is your cash book. Remember, in the first semester, you study your cash book. You got debit a lot of items, credit a lot of items. Remember that? Debit is all the money you receive, credit is all the money you pay. And every transaction you record. Okay, you receive money. For example, opening capital, you put in additional capital. You sell your lorry, you sell your computer, you receive money. You got a cash sales, commission received, you got rental received, all record on the debit side. How about on the credit side? All payment, you buy machinery, you buy equipment, you buy stationery, you pay salary, you pay rental, all on the credit side. Imagine in the cash book, debit side record all the receipt, credit side record all the payment. We got it, This is called cash book. Bear in mind, in the cash book, point number 1, receive money debit, pay money credit side. Point number 2, regardless, tidak mengambil kira. This money you receive is capital in nature or revenue in nature. Same thing to the credit side. don't care this money is revenue in nature or capital in nature. Why is it so important for revenue and capital in nature? Those who have taxation last semester, you remember that for the expenses, if revenue expenses is tax deductible, expenses is deductible. For the income, if revenue in nature is taxable. How about capital in nature? Income not taxable. Expenses in capital in nature is not deductible. You got it? So, but for the cash book, you record everything. For the cash book, you record everything. I repeat, point number one is a cash book. On the debit side, all receipt. Credit side, all payment. Point number one. Point number two, regardless of the capital in nature or revenue in nature. You follow already? Now, point number three. Regardless, either Mami Kira is for this year, for last year, or for next year. Okay, for this year, for last year, for next year. There's one student asked me a question in the lecture note in the Club Societies. Let me see again. Because a lot of notes I never reply because I feel that the question is too simple, but suddenly now I recall. Okay, suddenly now I recall, I just want to go through this question again. If you got the lecture 1, the first lecture note in the non-profit organization, if you can remember, it is a non-profit organization. Example number 4. If you can remember, this is a non-profit organization. Example number 4 is in the page number 18. You don't have the notes, doesn't matter. You get a piece of paper. In the first lecture note, page number 18, buku surat 18. Example number 4. In the bank account, debit side is the money received. Regardless of this money is for this year, for the last year, and for the next year. So the money received for the next year is called received in advance. And money received from the last year is because last year got substitution in areas. So these members last year they owe me 3680, but I can only correct 3330. That's why the difference of 350 is called substitution written off. You got it? So this example 4 show you that there's a substitution written off of 350. The student asked me how to get this 350. 350 because it's your areas 3680. Last year got member not pay, and this year I received 3330. So the other 350, the prudent concept say assume that is the prudent view for the overdue substitution, write it off already. Okay, this is called prudent view. Write it off. So that's why you got substitution written off. Okay, come back to my question here. So I know that I talk very fast. If you lost, please let me know because today is a theory. Today is only theory. You see, I just want to see the mic is still working. Okay, now cash book. Okay, debit receive money, credit pay money. Point number 1. Point number 2, it can be capital, it can be revenue nature. Point number 3 is regardless of the period, this year, last year, or next year. It is called cash book. So cash book you prepare every day. Every month you close balance carry down to the next month. Okay, you prepare every day. So for your financial statement, if you are going to show to your shareholders, remember that you got 7 user group. You want to show to the bank, you want to show to the customer, show to the supplier, show to the employee. Are you going to show the whole accounting book to them? We don't show the whole thing to them. We only show to them statement of cash flow as a summary. Now, the next is the lecture number last 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I give you the external reporting. I think it's lecture 8. Okay, here. lecture number 8. Lecture number 8. Page number 26. The previous lecture note. Okay. If you already print out the note for this now, then this is previous. If you don't have, is your lecture number 8, 9, and 10. For external reporting, if you still can remember, I told you that your financial statement, page number 27, you jot down and pencil, page number 27, annual report. Under the annual report, you got financial statement, statement of financial position, statement of profit and loss, statement of changes in equity, we done already. Now, we look at the statement of cash flow. All these statements going to send out to the shareholders. Shareholders, employee, your customer, your supplier. Don't forget your bank and the public. Clear? So this financial statement for external publication. Do you see that? Lecture number 8 and 9 and 10 is for external reporting. External reporting. For external reporting means we are going to send to all the user. We are going to send our user the statement of financial position, statement of profit and loss, changes in equity. Do you send them cash book or not? No. Do you send them the sales journal, purchase journal you learned in the first year, first semester? Sales journal, purchase journal, return inward, return outward journal. You never send. You never send. So you want to send the shareholders, there's only 5 components of financial statement. Number 1 is a statement of financial position. Number 2 is a statement of profit and loss. Number 3 is statement of changes in equity. You already learned it. And today we are going to learn this statement of cash flow. This statement of cash flow is a summary of your cash flow. Okay, that's why I say cash flow you prepare every day, every month, and a lot of transactions inside it. So you just summarize it together. You're going to summarize it into 3 categories. 3 categories. What are the 3 categories? You can jot down and pencil now. Later on you will see. Don't worry. I want you to jot down and pencil now. Later on you see the note. Then you read second time. That's how you learn. So we are going to learn 3 categories. Category number 1 called operating activity. Number 2 is called investing. Number 3 is financing. Look at here. Statement of cash flow. Statement of cash flow. Use your pencil jot down there. Will be your operating. Okay. Plus the investing. Plus your financing. So we got 3 categories. Listen here. You just jot down and pencil. You are going to see these 3 keywords. When you prepare the statement of cash flow, we got operating, investing, and financing activity. There are 3 activities only. Just like I mentioned that you receive money, you pay money, it's capital in nature, revenue in nature. But now in the statement of cash flow, we are going to divide into 3 categories. 3 categories. Just for information, if you read some old textbook, during my time 20, 30 years ago, you know how many topics I have done? Statement of cash flow, I got 11 activities. 11 activities. 11. Then when I joined UC lecturing, that's about I think about 20 years ago already. That time got 8 activity. 8 activity, then cut down to 5. Now for your case, I think about 6-7 years ago already. IS number 7, change it to 3 activities. It makes your life so easy now. Okay, because why? When you report to the shareholders, don't report the whole very easy information. You just want to let the shareholder know what they should know enough. Don't tell them too much. That's why in the lecture, some of my tutors say, Chuking, when you conduct lecture, make sure your lecture is simple. Don't tell students too much. Remember the last class we are talking about share premium. Under the Companies Act 2016, no more share premium. Why you want to teach the student share premium? I think I told you before, in other countries, they may still have share premium. So that's why in the lecture, look, I still put share premium. In the tutorial, I still put share premium. And then now students start planning on it. How about in the final exam? I already mentioned that we follow Companies Act 2006, no more share premium. Okay, no more share premium. So that is how to make the life easier already. Now, study accounting is become easier. And just now you see your coursework, the format also I give to you. You don't go and report, don't complain. So in the final exam, no format given to you one. Okay, so this is the coursework within my capacity. I show to you, and I write a very good report to the office, telling that in the future, students are not required to remember this format. Remember your taxation paper, you must know what's the aggregate income, total income, chargeable income, statutory income, which one comes first, capital allowance. All these things, yes, you must study. But to me, in your future work, everything computerized. There's no reason for you to memorize it. But the lecture never say like that. You have to memorize all the format, then really understand the flow. That's why no choice. I think you still have to learn. But for this coursework test, I give you the format because my rationale is I want you to do more. I don't want you to memorize the format. So after today's test, you really have to sit down already and think about the whole format of your manufacturing account, your statement of profit and loss, your journal entry. You must know all the step by step. Just now Ledger Live membership also, I give you the whole format already. So in the actual exam, no format given to you. Just a blank answer booklet. Okay, a blank answer booklet. So take note on that. So statement of cash flow is one of the summary. That's why I mentioned that we want to give a summary of 3 activities to the user. Tell them that in our company, our cash flow, we receive money, we pay money because of 3 activities. Number 1 is your operating, number 2 is investing, number 3 is financing. So we just need to tell the shareholders these are the 3 main activities. We don't need to tell the shareholder how much I pay salary, how much I pay rental, how much I pay to my supplier for purchases, how much I buy a lorry, a van. No need. Just summarize everything into 3 activities will do. If the shareholders want to question, then they write in. We are not going to tell them the detail. Okay? So, IAS number 7. This is the accounting standard. Listen here. I think I mentioned to you before, as an accounting student, don't just depend on my notes. You can read textbook. Other than read textbook, I mentioned to you that you can go to the Google search for the ACCA, or you can just type IAS number 7. You see that? Once I put IAS number 7, do you see ACCA or not? If you want ACCA, just go to IAS number 7. I like to go to ACCA one. You just go to ACCA, you may see some articles on that. See, this is called ACCA Global. So they tell you what's the IAS number 7. Statement of cash flow. That's why I say you don't spend the money to watch my video. You spend the time or your data to read all this article will help you more. Okay, so they tell you what's the learning outcome of the IAS number 7. Actually, this is a workshop. You have to pay money one, but you just read through what are they going to discuss. Okay, what are the information. Okay, this is one of the website you can go through. And just for information, just how happened that I see this one. This one is a student article. This is an article. I want you to read this article. Cash flow statement. This article is relevant to exam. And you see, when you ask for additional reading, these are called additional reading. Okay, what are the operating activities? Can you see that? Operating activity, later on we're going to talk about direct method, indirect method. Today I just introduced to you. So, direct method, indirect method. Do you see the operating activity? Just I mentioned operating activity, direct method, indirect method. It's all in my lecture note. Okay, they give you a sample here. And then format of cash flow, indirect method. Okay, can you see that? You got your indirect method. The first one is operating activity. Do you see that? Operating activity, number 1. Number 2, investing activity. Investing activity. Number 3, financing activity. You see now, all these articles, last time I download and then prepare in a good format for students, but nobody read it, Nobody read. That's why I don't want to download already. So what I can do now is these ACCA articles, I can just copy the link. I can just copy the link and then put it here. Listen here. If I put it here, you can get it from here one or not? I'm not sure. So if I put a link here, you don't try to copy down because too long sentences. You may miss out one hyphen girl, one question mark girl, one slash girl, one hyphen girl. Is it? I post it like that. your computer, do you can okay, then good. After class then you can you can, then thank you. Because I'm not very good in this one, you know. My colleague tell me that very easy one is just paste it here, and students know how to cut this one, copy this one, and paste it into your computer or whatever. So that's why I put a link here. So now come back here. So this is one of the articles that you can read. And do you see that there are a lot of video? But this video, like 12 minutes video you can watch, 22 minutes no need. But this one maybe you can, this one be too high level already, too high level already. And the other thing is I want to tell you is that, do you see this open tuition or not? This open tuition is one of the organizations, they provide this type of free tuition to all of you all, you know. So if you got time, that's why I say, don't say I don't want to let you to watch a video. The video you already physically attend classes. You spend the time to watch this one this open tuition. Don't you think that you learn much better? You don't just listen to speaking, listen to what other people say. So your paper is under FA. Do you see on the top there? You got accounting for business, management accounting also got financial accounting, your law paper, performance management. It's all here, you just click whatever you want. So for my level it's called FA. My level is called FA, financial accounting. So where has all the money gone? Okay. So you learn the study cash, you study the statement of cash flow. The most important thing is you want to know where has all your money gone, how you pay the money, okay, and so on. Okay, so do you see the three activity here? Operating, investing, and financing activity. Operating, investing, and financing activity. And what's operating? Day-to-day revenue producing activities. Okay, what's investing activity? You buy non-current asset, you dispose PPE, you invest in long-term investment, acquisition, and subsidiary, and so on. What are the financing activities? All here. Do you see that this is called open tuition? Okay, so when I say like that, next week you don't need to attend my lecture already, because everything online gone. You got it? That's why I don't know. Last 2 years, when we have a physical face-to-face classes in the lecture hall, the UC insisting that attendance is very important. Sorry to tell you that. To me, attendance is not important. Important is you learn or not learn. Okay, you attend the lecture hall, physically your body is here, but your mind is not here. Your hand is on the smartphone. You never learn one. So to me, attendance is not important. The important is, do you learn or not? If you learn, I show you all this link. You can go and explore yourself. Open tuition, girl. Do you see that? This one also open tuition. Chapter 4, statement of cash flow. All free one, You don't worry. It's only charge you on your data only. Okay, statement of cash flow. This one 2017 still okay lah. But too long one don't go through. Like this one 2012 maybe too long time ago already. Don't want. IFRS number 7 is a new one. Yes. So Kaplan is also one of the very good recommended textbook. So that is how you see. And the student say, teacher, can you give me the question and the answer for the tutorial or not? No need. You want the answer is here. Can you see that? So in IS number 7, they prepare some question and they prepare some answer for you also. If you click like that, you can see some of the question and answer all given to you. So don't worry about your lecturer never give me an answer, but give me question that I don't know how to do. You see, for example, there are too much of resources here is available free for you. Until overflow, until overflow, you got too much information and yet you never do that. In my times, I need to go down to the town and then go and photostat. And photostat in those days is very expensive, It's 10 cents per each. Wow, you say now also 10 cents. Imagine, last time I go to town, I think bus is only 40 cents, Now you go to the town, it's 2 ringgit or 3 ringgit. So my time, bus fare is only 40 cents. So that's why 10 cents to me is very, very significant, very, very expensive. You got it? So now everything is free, available in your smartphone. You can get it. So please, now study has become so much easier compared to those days. I don't want to tell you the grandfather story. Okay. So this one you can go through by yourself. You can just click or whatever. Okay, now we come back. So that's what you want to study, the statement of cash flow. We got the so-called the 3 main activity that we mentioned. So the keyword here is it provides user financial information about the historical changes in cash. Do you see the keyword? Changes in cash. Is your cash going up or your cash going down? Changes in cash and cash equivalent. In your diploma level, we only study cash. when you go to degree level, you study cash equivalent. What's the cash equivalent? Cash means 1 ringgit, 2 ringgit note. Cash equivalent, it can be check, it can be note receivable. And today, in fact, last 2 years, I start introduce to students. You know now in your smartphone, you got e-wallet, touch and go e-wallet. The other one is called push. There's one more called what already. Someone tell me quickly. E-wallet, touch and go. Sorry, e-wallet is the common thing. You got touch and go, you got push. But the other one called what? Grab pay, yes, Grab pay. You see, listen here. I won't set in the exam question. I won't set in the exam question. But next 2 years or next year, I may put this one inside your lecture note and your exam question. Your cash equivalent can be push, can be Grab pay, can be touch and go. Because these are the cash available to you. I can tell you that I'm so outdated. I went out with my friend for a breakfast. Then suddenly I realized that I didn't carry my wallet. My friend tell me that you are very outdated. You know there's something called touch and go e-payment. So you just use your this touch and go and pay. The worst thing is, sorry to tell you that you never carry phone one. Okay, so that's the issue. So now so common that everybody you may forget about your wallet, your money, but you sure you carry your handphone one. So make sure your handphone you store somewhere inside. That's called touch and go or push or grab. Then in case of a certain amount of payment, you can use that to pay. So it may be part of your syllabus, but not at the moment now. So I tell you something in advance. In the future, in the degree, you may study on that. So cash, you don't need to tell, it's a cash. $1, $2, no, that's called cash. Cash equivalent normally is equal to money in the bank. Money in the bank, fixed deposit. Within 3 months, 1 to 3 months, fixed deposit. That's called cash equivalent. Is there any changes or not? Beginning of the year, I got 500,000. End of the year, I left only 100,000. What happened? Where goes my money? That's the issue we want to discuss today for the statement of cash flow. And sometimes in your cash book and all this cash equivalent, first January you got 100,000. End of the year you got 500,000. Good news, am I right? Okay. Sometimes listen here, your cash from 100 increase to 500 is good news, am I right? But behind the good news, there's some bad news, is it not? You don't know how to utilize your cash. Your cash money keep inside the drawer, you cannot generate income. You must use the cash to invest somewhere else. That's why later on we are going to talk about investing activity. Investing activity. You must utilize your cash available. That's why we need to study our statement of cash flow today. Your cash may be go down. First January you got 100,000. End of the year you got negative overdraft 50,000. Why you apply for overdraft? Most likely you want to buy a machine. You got it? So become overdraft. On the other hand, beginning of the year you may have overdraft 50,000. End of the year you got positive 200,000. How you generate the cash? It may come from financing. You may need to borrow money. You may issue shares. So we want to find out the reason. Number one, where is my money goes? Number two, where I get my money. Can you see that? Where I get all this money. Where I spend the money. So this is a summary in the statement of cash flow. Because as a user, I'm not interested to know how much you pay your salary, rental, insurance, miscellaneous expenses, or you buy machine. I'm not interested. I just want to know the three main category. That's operating, investing, and financing. That's it. Yeah. So this is necessary for the evaluation of the reporting entity's ability. Keupayaan. Are you able to generate enough cash in the future or not? From the statement of cash flow. If the cash going down, if the cash going up, is your ability, your keupayaan. And the timing, when you can generate cash. Look at the statement of cash flow, look like my cash going down already. Next month I'm going to buy a machine. Next year I'm going to buy a machine. Am I having enough money to buy? Or if my cash going up already, this timing tells you that you've got a lot of cash already. What should I do with the cash available? The timing. When are you going to get the cash? When are you going to make the payment of cash? And how sure you are? The certainty. How sure you can generate? Are you sure you can issue shares? Are you sure you can borrow money from bank? You apply loan, can you get it or not? These are all you can get information from the statement of cash flow. And it also indication of the relationship between the profit and the cash. Profit versus cash. This is it. So I want to show you a sample. That's why I say if I have a physical classroom, I can write on the board. Now don't have, so I put it here. If my sales equal to 500, my purchases, assume no stock, my purchases is 300. So profit equal to 200. Are you okay with this statement? If my sales is 500, purchases is 300, my profit equal to 200. Look at here. If all my cash sales, my purchases, all cash purchases, my cash will be 200. You got it? Cash always equal to profit. Cash always equal to profit. You got it, huh? Now, my second example, all my credit sales equal to 500. Cash purchases equal to 300. Listen here. Now, company B, they sell goods on credit to customer. So I never received a single cent. But when I purchase a good, I have to pay cash. So do you see that? Now my cash become negative 300. Do you see that? My sales all credit, my purchases I have to pay. So my profit is still 200, am I right? My profit is still 200, but my cash is negative 300 because I purchase good, I immediately pay 300 now. When I sell good, not even a single cent I receive. My cash is negative 300. So now cash not equal to profit. Now, next, your cash sales equal to 500. Worry, your cash sales equal to 500. Credit purchases. No credit one, only credit means secara hutang. Credit purchases is 300. Listen here. Your profit is still 200, am I right? Your profit keuntungan masih 200. How much is the cash? Your cash is 500. Because when you sell goods, you receive 500. And when you buy goods, you put down to I will pay you next month, next 2 months, next 3 months. These are called cash cow. You know what's a cash cow or not? Cash cow. So who do I? Okay, who is a cash cow? Aeon Jasco. Jasco now called AEON more. I hope that you are alert. You know what's AEON big? You know what's AEON big? And then now we got AEON more. This is Jasco. Okay, I think I better don't write their name. They thought they sue me. These are the called cash cow. Tesco. Yeah. When you go to this supermarket, you buy anything, you pay cash, right? You pay cash. But they buy food from the supplier for okay, this is a video recorded, so I say something I hope that college will find out. You see also cash cow. You pay the fees already, am I right? Beginner semester. But they never pay my salary for this semester. They pay every month, end of the month. So that's why you see as cash cow. But sorry, it's not you see. The money is saved in the Harvard Bank. Harvard Bank is a cash cow. Good. Okay, now come back here. Next. So we are talking about profitability versus the liquidity, profit and cash. IS number 7 provide information to the users about entities' ability to generate cash and cash equivalent when it need the cash. It enhances the comparability. Comparability as they are not affected by different accounting policy used for the same type of transaction event. What does it mean? So it's not because of the accrual concept, matching concept. They just compare what is actually being transacted. Because of the accounting concept, you're applying accrual concept, matching concept. So if even though expenses will not pay, incurred, you need to add accrued, prepay, you're minus. But in the statement of cash flow, no such thing as accounting concept. Just the actual transaction occurred, then you record already. So profitability and the cash as I mentioned already, because of accrual concept, cash flow not the same in the profit, not the same as a profit in short term due to the timing difference. Your profit earned may not be the exactly cash received. Expenses incurred, not necessarily the cash paid. Okay? So the company's performance and prospect depends on not so much on profit. Sometimes company can make a lot of profit enough, but no cash, also hopeless. Okay, you can tell me that you earn a lot of profit, but no cash. You see, I read one article. Last time I used to send WhatsApp to my student, but now home already because too many students. Someone said to me that there's an old man very conservative. When you choose a customer, make sure you are very, very conservative to get the customer who really cannot be trusted. Then you need to sell good value to the customer. But on the other hand, if the customer cannot be trusted, you ask the customer pay money and the customer not happy, you can buy from the other company B. Company B, they have a very modern concept. They say there's something called credit sales. So they give a lot of credit sales, then of course the profit is a lot, the transaction is a lot. But the problem is, don't forget, the more credit sales to the customer, the chances you get the bad debts also increase. So at the end, these bad debt expenses become your loss. Clear? So sometimes companies' performance not so much on the profit earned, but more on the cash flow. For example, when you decided to pay dividend, sometimes company make a profit, but at the end they still don't want to pay dividend. They cannot tell the shareholders that sorry, we got not sufficient cash. You got it? They do not have cash. So if you tell the shareholders you got not enough cash, shareholders start worrying already. They start selling your share price will drop. So payment of dividend don't depend on profit, it depends on your cash available. That's why I discussed with you the bonus issue. But the problem is Companies Act 2006, there's no more general entry for the bonus issue. It's only the number of shares increase. The amount still the same. That means the market price of share will be slightly drop because shares split. You're holding 4 shares, now I give you 1 fee, become 5 shares. But the price per share becomes slightly drop. You wait for another week or a month or 2, price go back, you can sell, you can get your money. Okay? Let me check the message again, still got something. Okay, sorry, I just replied some message. Okay, the payment of dividend depends on the policy. That's why those depends on the profit. Now, next, employee. Employee believes that if company make profit, it can afford to pay higher salary next year. Ability of the company to pay depends on the availability of the cash also. Bear in mind, so King never worry. As I mentioned, he got a lot of cash. But in the normal organization, we look at the business, then even though you have a very, very big profit, but we must make sure that the profit may be channeled to the acquisition efficiently by Lorry, by Ben. Okay, so that's why we have to be careful, see whether they have enough cash. Otherwise, no use. Survival of company depends not so much on the profit, but ability to pay their debts when they fall due. Okay, now destination. These answers I mentioned already. Cash means cash in hand, and demand deposit. Demand deposit is no longer in your syllabus. Okay, so cash means cash in hand. Whatever money in your wallet. So cash equivalent will be short term. Short term to me is within 1 month to maximum 3 months. It can be 1 week. So you can put money into fixed deposit for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. It must be highly liquid investment and readily convertible, become a cash. and also subject to insignificant risk of changes in value. My question, I want to buy gold. You know what is gold? A must. If I want to go and buy gold, gold, I go and buy, okay? Say for example, 100 ringgit per gram, for example, 100 ringgit per gram. So after 1 month, I sell. The price of gold may go up to 110 ringgit, maybe 105. The price may be dropped also, become 95. But insignificant. Within 1 or 2 or 3 or 5%, we call it insignificant risks. You have certain risks. I buy it now, $100 per gram. After 1 month, maybe 98, maybe 97. I lost money. So insignificant risks in change and value. Okay, but when I buy that time, I hope that the price going up, but nobody can guarantee you. So this is called cash equivalent. Diamond no value one. So don't say that diamond very good. Okay, gold is more value. That's why in the bank they offer investment in gold. Cash equivalent. It must be highly liquid investment. You can buy a piece of land, but make sure you can sell. Okay, immediately when you need the money. Can be easily converted into the cash. This cash and cash equivalent not held for investment for long term. The main purpose is to meet short term. Investment maturity dates, can you see that? Normally within 3 months. This is very important criteria. To me, I would say within 1 month. This is my note, within 3 months. From the IS number 7, also within 3 months. But you ask the young generation nowadays, like you all, next time you are working, you are talking about within 1 month. I mean in the future, maybe within a week. Okay. Equity investment will be share. You may buy shares in other company. We cannot call them as your cash equivalent because you may have a difficulty to sell the shares, even though you can sell in the share market. Yeah. Exception will be preference shares acquired with a very close to the maturity. You buy preference shares, but preference shares going to mature in 1 month time, in 2 month time. That one can be called equity investment. That's a cash equivalent. Loan cannot be, okay. But bank overdraft can. It's called cash equivalent. So this question came up before. What's the purpose of statement of cash flow? You can go in Google search about that. Assess the effectiveness. How effectiveness of the management to provide and utilize the cash and cash equivalent. Disclose the inflow and outflow. Evaluate whether a company to meet the future commitment. Future financing need. You got it? So listen here. When you work in the companies in the future, I must share with you. When I was in a big organization working as an accountant, that I'm not accountant, I'm assistant accountant, I can see that the company got a lot of cash available in their current account. It can become up to $500,000. I don't tell you which company. $500,000 means 500,000. 500,000 means 500,000. That means 50 at the bank. Why the company to keep 500,000? Listen here. To the young generation nowadays, when I talk to my student nowadays, they say that the company's policy normally don't allow 500,000 to come into current account because there's no interest. They can go and do some speculation, buy foreign currency. Okay, they are doing currency trade hedging. So tonight, okay, for example, you're going to buy US dollar. You're going to buy US dollar in Malaysia, but US only open in the daytime. So in US daytime means in Malaysia nighttime. So at night time, you go to the market and search how much is the US dollar. You want to buy US dollar, you cannot buy, you can buy from UK. Use a sterling pound to buy US dollar. How to get your UK sterling pound? In Malaysia, you convert your cash into sterling pound and you send it to UK, use the UK sterling pound to buy US dollar. And the next hour, you can see the US dollar in Japan compared to the US dollar. So you can make a profit. You can quickly sell your US dollar in Japan. So I'm telling all this story for my students. This is called currency hedging, but very risky. Don't do this thing unless you are very, very good in watching of the movement of the difference. Okay, that is how the currency trade. So that's why I say in the future, when I'm talking about 3 months, for you is 3 weeks or maybe 3 days or maybe 3 hours, because overnight trading. So midnight 12 o'clock you log in, 3 a.m. you must log out already. So it may be 3 hours. The time is changing. Whatever you study in the lecture notes here, when it comes to the physical life, it's going to change. Okay, so do you reference given here, 3 months. It can be 3 days. It can be 3 days, and I can tell you that can be 3 hours. Okay, but you don't listen to all my grandfather's story. According to the note, according to the IS number 7, it's 3 months. See, I talk too much already. That's why my tutor don't like already. They said I tell you too much. Okay, so but this is what in the real life. Okay. You see, I was not in the practice for so many years already, but luckily I got this group of students who are still keep me updated to the latest development of what happened in the market. Okay, so this one you can read yourself. What's the advantage of the cash flow? Okay, disadvantage. This one all theory only. Okay, so I want you to study what are the actions that you should take by the company when you are facing this statement of cash flow problem. In case of overdraft, this is called overdraft. Overdraft. Okay, this overdraft, long-term borrowing, raise money through issue of shares, okay, and so on. I will continue on that. Okay, now I want you to study until here. Do you see my 3 activity here? Operating, investing, and financing. So you don't have to know, never mind. What I need you to do is you just snap a picture before that. Asset. This one is talking about asset and investment. Asset and investment. Later on, you just snap a picture of this. This on the asset and investment. And this one will be more on the capital and borrowing. Capital and borrowing. Okay, I'll let you snap the picture later on, a short while. And this one is the normal activity. Revenue, principal, activities. Principal, activity. Activity, utama. Wait, I want to make it smaller a bit for you to see the whole picture. If you've got the notes, better. If you don't have the notes, then I want you to snapshot this picture and then you start studying. Wait, I think I will stop here. Wait until you start the picture. So this is determining the net profit or loss. This one is the net new investment in asset. Do you see that? This is in asset. Then this one is capital provider claim. This is a claim. This is a claim. This one is an asset. Okay. So this is a summary. So those who doesn't note, you just snap a picture of this. Then you start look at this point. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I think I'll stop at this portion. Then you study page 1 and 2. Then next week, lecture, I will start straight away going to the direct indirect method, and then I'll show you some illustration. Okay, some illustration with figures and so on. Okay, so I don't want to drag you too long. So next week the class will be on Friday 11 to 11 to 2. But since I mentioned certain group, then you can end at 11. I try to end by 11. Okay, then the remaining 11 to 1, then 1 to 2 for your discussion. Yeah. So any other question I ask? Otherwise, I'll just stop here for today. You get your notes ready. Okay, you may leave the class now. Thank you very much. I know you are very tired. You can go and have a nice sleep. I also finish lecture. I take a nap for about half an hour. Okay, thank you. Welcome. Bye bye. 谢谢。 Bye.